Look in your freezer or a bathroom cabinet, and you will almost certainly find a Unilever product. They manufacture everything from Dove soap to Hellmann's mayonnaise to Ben & Jerry's ice cream. In 2010, the company made a decision that terrified Wall Street. They announced a massive corporate mandate to prioritize the health of the planet over immediate short-term profits. This chart tracks the resulting financial performance over the following decade. The flatter line shows their traditional portfolio, but this sharply rising curve represents their sustainable brands, which ended up growing 46% faster than the rest of the business. Unilever operates in 190 countries. At that massive scale, the rapid depletion of global resources like water and agricultural land posed a fatal mathematical threat to their own supply chain. To survive, they launched the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan, or USLP. This was an operational blueprint that rewired how the company manufactured and distributed goods, embedding specific sustainability targets into their core business model. The ultimate objective was to achieve a corporate paradox, entirely decoupling their financial growth from their environmental impact. They needed to sell more products while extracting fewer resources. The original 2010 plan targeted 3 specific metrics. Unilever committed to improving the health and hygiene of 1 billion people in development, specifically the pivot away from petrochemicals. Petrochemicals are chemicals derived from petroleum or natural gas, commonly used as primary ingredients in soaps and detergents. This transition to plant-based formulas lowers their reliance on volatile fossil fuel markets and reduces manufacturing costs. Next, they audited their entire global supply chain to eliminate physical waste and optimize transportation routes. By reducing the distance materials had to travel and introducing highly concentrated product formats, they cut down on fuel and energy consumption. These specific manufacturing changes started to resonate with an increasingly eco-conscious public. Consumers showed a high willingness to pay a premium for sustainably sourced goods, building deep brand loyalty that insulated Unilever from cheaper supermarket private labels. By optimizing their supply lines and creating highly desirable products, Unilever proved that sustainability functions as a mechanism for lowering fixed costs and driving revenue. That efficiency took time to materialize. Initially, the company faced a severe financial hit as they poured massive upfront capital into retrofitting global facilities with energy-efficient technologies. Many shareholders revolted. They demanded strong quarterly earnings and viewed these expensive, long-term climate initiatives as a distraction from immediate profitability. Despite the heavy pushback, leadership refused to back down. In 2024, they updated their materiality assessment, a formal evaluation identifying the environmental and social issues with the most significant impact on their business and stakeholders. This assessment expanded their commitments to address emerging risks like biodiversity loss. This timeline graph maps their updated progression targets. By 2040, Unilever is committed to reaching net zero emissions across Scope 1, 2, and 3. Scope 1 includes direct emissions from company-owned sources. Scope 2 covers indirect emissions from purchased energy. And Scope 3 encompasses all other indirect emissions in the value chain. To compound that pressure, they set a strict 2030 deadline to completely eliminate virgin plastic from their packaging, and a 2025 mandate to ensure living wages for every single worker in their global supply chain. By doubling down on these targets while under intense shareholder scrutiny, Unilever made environmental risk mitigation a primary engine of its offensive growth strategy. To guarantee the company actually followed through on these new promises, they implemented a drastic operational change. They tied a significant portion of their executive compensation directly to hitting these environmental and social targets. They also deployed real-time data analytics and blockchain technology to track their global emissions and waste. To prevent greenwashing, these metrics undergo strict third-party audits based on the ISSB standards. The ISSB, or International Sustainability Standards Board, provides a global baseline for how companies report on climate-related risks and opportunities. The physical results are heavily documented. By 2024, the company successfully eliminated 200,000 tons of virgin plastic and restored 500,000 hectares of land through active regenerative agriculture projects. On the social side, over 80% of the workers in Unilever's massive supply chain are now officially receiving a living wage. making planetary health a strict financial prerequisite for leadership bonuses proved to be the most reliable way to ensure a global corporation actually delivers on its climate promises. Unilever's financial success is creating a ripple effect across the consumer goods industry. Fierce competitors are now being forced to adapt their own supply chains or risk being left behind. Modern consumers are consistently voting with their wallets, showing a clear willingness to pay premium prices for responsibly made goods. That shifting demand provides a permanent competitive moat for the brands that adapt first. This raises a critical question for the broader market. As global climate legislation becomes stricter and raw materials become increasingly scarce, will every major corporation eventually have to adopt this model just to survive? The data from this case study leaves us with 3 distinct lessons. Purpose drives profit, strict sustainability constraints fuel operational innovation, and intense consumer loyalty is won by actively protecting their future. Unilever demonstrated that integrating environmental goals into core business operations is a requirement for long-term corporate survival. Let us know in the comments if you think other massive conglomerates will follow suit, and subscribe for more corporate breakdowns.